Massive breaking news this morning all across ESPN. JJ Redick is getting a formal interview with the Los Angeles Lakers this weekend. Feels like this was maybe inevitable in some parts of conversation, but is this real? Is this his first interview? And what are you hearing about JJ Redick potentially being the coach of the Lakers?
This is the second time that JJ Redick is meeting with Rob Pelinka and the Lakers. He met with Rob Pelinka and the Lakers the week of May 13th at the draft combine in Chicago. They met for nearly 2 hours there, from what I was told. And then the Lakers met for over 2 hours with James Borrego in LA. So that's been the timeline. And then they met as well with James Borrego a couple weeks after that as well. Let's see if I get my date right. They met with James Borrego as well near the end of May. So 2 meetings for James Borrego in person. Obviously, JJ Redick has had a lot of interest from the Lakers throughout this process. I said on this program, Pat, if you remember, I actually said on your program on May 24th that JJ Redick is the favorite, and that it is down to JJ Redick and James Borrego as the two finalists for the Lakers. And that has not changed. It didn't change. Nothing changed from that point. I reported on it as well in The Athletic last Tuesday. I believe that was June 4th. And really throughout the Lakers process, nothing has changed. They need to see how JJ Redick, of course, does in more meetings, meets with Jeannie Buss and ownership. But listen, I said also on May 24th, it's interesting. The dots are kind of connecting, right? Like the timeline is falling into place. We have the draft in about 2 weeks. The finals are about to be over. Potentially as soon as Friday. I mean, is this a fact? It's going to be over as soon as Friday, and then the Lakers will hire their head coach. It is interesting timing. I find it very interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting, and obviously we all know what happened with Dan Hurley and the Lakers. A 6-year, $70 million offer was made to Dan Hurley. He decides to return back to UConn now. All systems go back potentially into the JJ Redick or Borrego camp, which you mentioned, I think, a couple of days ago. They could have hired him a few different times now. As this
they had him into their facility for meetings all day with ownership, with Rob Pelinka, with their entire staff about 2 weeks ago. They've interviewed him for about a month now. If the Lakers wanted to make and James Borrego, to his credit, is also very much in play with the Cavaliers to be their next head coach. I think that coaching search will come down to Kenny Atkinson, the Warriors assistant, and James Borrego. But that's really a neck-and-neck process. So he's in play there. And James Borrego is going to get another head coaching job, whether it's this cycle or the next cycle. I think people really respect the job he's done with your boy, Zion, the way that he's allowed that Pelicans offense to flourish the last year or so. But the Lakers have been focused on JJ Redick. James Borrego has been a candidate in this as well. And the biggest thing for them is making sure you go through the process, you go through the right timeline of this all. And I think it's at a point now where even the key players on the Lakers, there's a level of understanding among some stakeholders, and they would support if a guy like JJ Redick were to be the head coach of this team, which, this is a decision that comes down from Rob Pelinka and Jeannie Buss.
All right. Hey, we appreciate the hell out of you, Shams. We can't wait to see how this all unfolds.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you can't either. Ladies and gentlemen, insider for The Athletic and FanDuel TV, Shams Charania.
Yeah, Shams.
Try to boast at what I look like. Keep them going, try to wear, I pull up long range. Jimmy with the heat, I'm on fire. It's NBA on the ESPN.